Welcome to NWA Connie Corso's podcast, where we talk all things dogs.
And they make me the underdog. I'm gonna show them all they're wrong because I'm the champion. I'm the real champion. There'll never be one like me.
Yes, sir. We in the house tonight for a very legendary show. Before we start, you know, we lost a soldier this week, a few days back. Rest in peace. Terry Cornish, love you, bro. I know we wasn't able to do all the things we wanted to do this year. Man, I'm glad you're out of pain. Salute to your family, friends. There has never been anybody with the mind and the knowledge of the Rottweiler that ever hit the screen like Terry Cornish. So we love you, bro. We miss you.
Blessings to you, man. I reached out to him a few weeks ago and we were supposed to talk and we didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Blessings to him, though. Blessings to him. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's why as dog men and people of the craft, man, even though we are far and wide, like you told me, Smoke, a little while ago, how come we don't never just sit down and just talk about dog training, developing dogs, and share, you know, amongst our community? You know what I mean? Like, how come we never get together? Like, you know, we send each other crazy memes and stuff like that. And even though, okay, I'm in California, I mean, I'm in Chicago, you're in California, don't mean that as dog men, we can't have a conversation and just talk about the development or how to properly develop a dog, or what we like in dogs and how we like to develop them, bounced ideas and things off one another. I remember me and you had that conversation.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So I think that's, you know, I think that really needs to come full circle, whether it's, you know, the younger cats or, you know, some of the older guys that's still in the game that want to, you know, I get young cats all the time that call me and want to know, hey, Wayne, how you do this? Wayne, what you doing, man? I watched the video you put up, man. What was you doing right there? This is what I saw. And my idea is always to be the person that shares the knowledge with them, because somebody had to share it with me.
Exactly.
That's the most important thing, I think, in the game. They don't realize, you know, the world we come from, Wayne, the streets teach you to share.
The streets do teach you to share. And I'm from inner city Chicago. I'm from 46th Street. I mean, I'm from the hood. I mean, I lived on 46 in Michigan. I mean, when Larry Hoover was on the street, that was
You said your parents are from one parent is from the Ickes Project and the other one from the Dearborn Projects.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So he was a project. You see, Wayne was a project.
I was one of the few kids, man, in those days, like I said, that could go to both. I could go to the Dearborns and, you know, guys showed me love, and I could go to the Ickes and guys showed me love. So I did both. And then you have to understand, like, really where I lived at, where my childhood was. I went to school on one side of the tracks where all the vice lords and, you know, all the Blackstones and all the, you know, all the Bloods was. But I lived on the other side where all the, you know, gangster disciples and the you know, the BDs, the GDs, the Crips, and, you know, so I lived on that side. So I had to find a way to. So when I say I'm from the hood, I'm from the hood, bro.
There it is.
Yeah.
And how that translates to dog training and personal protection. When you're from the hood, you have a different mindset about how you want to train a dog, develop a dog, because you've seen things in the street. Hey, I grew up in, you know, at a time when snatching purses was big.
Yeah.
Robbing women was big, when I was a kid, snatching purses and stuff like that, busting the windows out. Now, I remember when a guy tried to carjack me and my mother. And the first thing I remember about that situation was, if we had a dog, this wouldn't have happened. If we had a dog, that took care of business, this wouldn't happen. Mother trying to take me to my basketball game in 8th grade, and dude came over, hit the handle, door was open, grabbed her out. I was on the passenger side, and I mean, I fought for my life trying to get him out that car, and eventually he got out the car and ran. But so the type of dog that I like, or the type of dog that I like to develop, is a dog that can endure those situations and keep the threat away from you.
Prevention.
The first line of defense, and this is crazy for me, because I see a lot of videos on social media today where dogs bite, but they don't bark. Let me say it again.
Say it again.
Dogs are biting, but they don't bark. The first line of defense is barking.
Yeah.
The dog what's going to stop somebody from approaching your car? What's going to stop somebody from approaching your person? A barking dog. When they look at it, they say, oh, it means business. But if we're so obsessed with dogs that just suck the bicep and suck the suit and do all, and I get it. I make Instagram videos too. But if you really examine what those dogs do, they just bite. They bite. They don't bark at all.
Yeah.
So are we really properly teaching the dog the steps? Here barking first for me, then biting, then fighting, then the ability to let go, then obedience.
It's gears. It's gears. We shift them. When you get into a conversation, you either know to keep going or that dude had enough. We switch gears. So my dog definitely got to know he should know when to switch gears.
You ever been in a fight, and regardless of how mad the guy made you, and you start winning the fight, you're winning the fight. Mm-hmm. Eventually you stop. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Like, okay.
I done did what I needed to do. There is no more threat.
There is no more threat. I did what I needed to do. I need the dog to kind of have the same approach. Go to 10 real quick. But then when I say that it's over, release, let go, it's over. And now we're in that obedience mode.
I tell people like that. I say, if I take Wayne with me, I got to tell Wayne before I go in, Wayne, I just need you to be ominous. I need you to put prayer, but don't touch nobody. Don't jump on nobody yet. You got what I'm saying? To me, it's the same premise as taking your homie with you and you say, bro, because you know who you got with you.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? You know who you brought with you, but I might have to tell him, look, don't do nothing till I do something. Now, if you see somebody else do something, then you do something. If a dog can't be communicated like that with the leash, the line, and just the normal behavior between y'all two, he's really not protecting you. That's kind of you got what I'm saying? Because he needs to know, Dad got this conversation. I don't need to get into this conversation. But then he also need to read, wait, what's this other dude doing over here? Why Dad talking to this dude right here? If he need to bark to let me know this dude right here moving his feet, Dad. Oh, good boy. Now I know this dude next to him is a part of this issue too. You got what I'm saying?
But usually those type of dogs, though, aren't dogs that the type of dog you talk about is the type of dog I like,
Yes.
But most people don't have that type of dog. The dogs are always on the defense. And for me, when you train a dog in pure defense, for me you create a lazy dog and a very, very reactive dogs. And those dogs only tend to show aggression when they are agitated or something makes them, they react. They're reactive dogs. You hit them, they react. You raise a stick, they react. But when there's no threat at all, in most cases, those dogs won't do anything.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Got you.
They won't do anything. Also, those are the type of dogs. Very defensive dogs tend not to chase. They will chase so far, and then they will stop.
Right.
They will stop and say, "Oh no, all right, I'm done. Goodbye."
Yeah.
And
because the threat in training, the threat ain't never went no further than you. You know, I ain't never ran no further than this.
Right. So, you know, I saw a thing on I don't know if it was Facebook or Instagram. Anyway, guy was saying that he don't need a sleeve to train a dog. Well, how do you teach it to bite? And how do you teach it to bite correctly if you don't use something for the dog to bite? How? It's impossible. And if you're only using like t-shirts and broken up pieces of equipment and stuff like that, you're not teaching a dog to open up his mouth, bite down, and put his teeth in something
together. Like they don't realize. I mean, I know you've been watching Mutual Omaha. I was telling somebody the other day about what's the name? What was his name? Jacques Cousteau.
Oh, that's an old one. You telling your age now.
We was watching these dudes a long time ago. They were showing you how animals really work. They were showing us. People don't realize that the example was given to us a long time before we probably even worked dogs, but we was able to see what they were doing and realize, wait a minute, and put these two together.
Right.
You got what I'm saying? In the sense of, go ahead.
All I can tell you is this. In my experience, I came up doing personal protection. I trained with one trainer, and he will forever be known as, for me, a cookie trainer. And I'm not saying cookie training is bad, but when it comes to protection, he was a real nice guy. He never stressed the dogs. He didn't believe in hitting the dogs. He didn't believe in really challenging the dogs to the point where they were stressed or stress happened to them, right?
Yeah.
And then that same trainer, I would see when we went to visit other trainers, his dogs wouldn't perform because they would stress his dogs in ways that the dog hadn't been challenged and stressed and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw those other trainers' dogs and how they trained, how they put them together, and the difference of dogs biting out of just domination, dogs biting out of pure, I want to put teeth to skin, and
yes.
I never really went and trained with that trainer again as a kid. Like, cause then I had a very clear idea. There was no doing protection with those dogs and then saying, okay, and then the dog wag his tail and the same guy that just slapped him in the face with a leash could pet him.
Yeah. That.
Now, some people would say, oh, well, that's a show of great temperament. And for me, it's a great show of temperament that the dog believes that this shit is a game to him. No. Because if you hit me, I'm not gonna shake your hand afterwards. Right. Like that, you really just kind of said to my dog, like, don't believe this guy. He was just playing.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, those years I was telling my dogs lies. I thought it was okay for my dog to lick this guy in the face after he gave my dog bites. And I thought that was when I was young in the game, I thought that was a cool thing. Like, look at he can. I did. I thought it was cool. Like, I would tell people that, like, oh man, like after we would do bite work, and you could pet him. He's good, man. He'll just jump out. He's great. And then somebody told me one time, they said, "Oh, you can pet him afterwards?" I said, "Yeah, you can pet him." He said, "Bring him on over here and let me pet him." So I took it was a female, her name was Jasmine Rottweiler. So I walked my dog over there to him, and he was petting her, and then he grabbed her by her ear and picked her up off the ground and slapped her in her face. And she ran back to me. And he said,
Oh,
"You see what
man.
you see what that got you, young
Yeah.
man? Like that should never be.
Yeah.
Not in personal protection. You want a personal protection animal, or are you looking to create a show dog, a trial dog, a Schutzen dog that just plays the game?" And those are two completely different things. And from that point, I knew I wanted an animal at the end of the leash. So I like dogs that are not the easiest dogs to train. I those are the dogs that I seek. I seek the dog that will challenge me.
Yes,
Will
sir.
if you go too far, they'll say, "Hey, now."
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we, when I was a little homie and the big homies was lacing me, it'd be a certain, we slap boxing whatever, and you hit me hard. Wow, you done hit me little. We get that right. I want a dog that'll tell me, look, don't go too far now.
I will, show you that I'm still him.
Especially in the foundational training when the dog don't really know who he is yet, but he show you that little bit of don't think I'm going.
But I need that though. That's character.
Yes,
And I
sir.
think that's why I have the friends that I have, because of their character.
Okay.
They're strong men and strong-minded men. So me, I don't do well with weak people. I don't. I just don't do well with weak.
Oh,
I don't
say it
do well
again.
with. And I damn sure don't do well with clowns. Like the guy that's always cracking the jokes and the guy that's always acting silly and laughing. And I kind of take dog training and how I move about dog training in a very serious way. Even with the women that train with me,
Yes.
the
More so
women
them. They
the
the
women the women that
more
train
so
with me,
them.
I'm tough with them too. But when I'm with the fellas, man, I don't like clowns. So I don't like clown dogs. So if my dog is silly, goofy, uh uh still in that and I let puppies be puppy. I'm a puppy lover. I'm a puppy raiser. I believe in letting them grow up, because of the things that I'm gonna do as they start to become young dogs and become the man dog that I'm looking for. I need them to grow up and have some balls to them, like
Yeah. Yeah.
that develops sometime over time. It don't happen overnight. But that
Yeah.
being said, the way I am as a person and my relationships with people are the same way I view dogs and dog training.
Yes.
Serious, and it takes a person that can develop a dog and be able to teach one and grow.
Yes.
And
That's
if you cannot put those pieces together, like and I'm looking for a dog right now. I am. I'm looking for a dog, a competition dog for myself right now. And the problem that I'm personally running into is I want a puppy because then I've raised him to do all the things that I want him to do. I want a pup. I can buy older dogs are easy for me, but they come with a little bit of baggage, right? But for me, sometimes the proof is what is your work.
yeah.
Your work. Not the
Whew.
work, not the work that somebody else did. So now I'm gonna fast forward to a whole different conversation about just work and your work.
Yes, sir.
You see a lot of decoys on Instagram, Facebook, and they're working dogs that are already developed and somebody already put years of foundation on them. And just because you come in and they allow you to work that dog, that's not your work. Stop posting dogs training that you didn't develop, you didn't grow. You weren't there when they were 10 weeks old, 12 weeks old, 14 weeks old. Don't King Kong yourself on the chest as something that's not your work.
Dang.
You said it.
And I think because of the way social media moves and how people become famous from going viral and videos and stuff like that, it's easy to take a dog it's so easy to take a dog that's already has 3-4 years of solid training, that's been on the field, that's competed, that's seen some really good decoys. It's super easy that for you as a young decoy to step in front of that dog and look good.
Yeah. But how many of them can build it?
How many can build it? And this is the problem that I personally am having with buying an older dog now. I don't want to clean up mistakes, and I had to do that with the last dog. I had to fix a lot of stuff. I want to build a dog myself, and in that way, if a mistake happens, I know where the mistake came from. But that being said, I'm able to build a dog from nothing. I've done it several times.
He said several. It's several.
Like if I had to count the number of dogs that I have developed from puppy to the field, I don't know how many dogs that is. I've been doing this since 1989. And of course, when I started in 89, those were the beginning learning years. Those were the years where, you make mistakes. And it's like, I was that young guy. I was the young guy that was so tough as a young decoy that I could stop just about any dog.
Mm-hmm.
I could stop just about any dog. And if the dog had a hole, I would expose it. I would expose the hole.
Okay.
The difference is at that time, if I exposed a hole, I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know how to take a dog that had the issue and fix it to be stronger. So because I put the hole there, in those years, all I knew how to do was keep tearing the dogs down. And so it took me a long time, and it took some humbling before I decided to open my heart, my ears, my brain, and be receptive to people saying, hey, you kind of broke that dog's spirit right there, or you tore that one down, Wayne, goddamn. Now let me show you how to take that and make that dog stronger.
Okay.
And then when you can do that, when somebody comes to you with a dog that's per se a finished product,
yes, sir,
and you can show them the holes in their training, and then you can show them how to fix those dogs, then you're a trainer. But
it is.
But to go and work people's dogs that are already established, that already have a significant amount of training, and then post those reels on Facebook as if that's yours.
That's your
for
work.
Me that's not your work, and you shouldn't do it. Don't claim something. Don't claim something you didn't do.
One question I want the listeners of this new generation to hear: I was joysticked for maybe, I'm gonna say 8 to 10 years.
Joystick. Yeah.
Now joystick me, and we talked about this.
Yeah, you did.
If you don't know how
Atari,
to be
baby.
Atari. Wait, move to the left. Smokey, move your leg to the right. No, Smokey, you got the arm in the wrong place. You got to drive the dog now. I don't know what I mean. I don't see a lot of these dudes doing any apprenticeships. We should be able to hear your sensei telling you. We should be able to understand why you are doing this, what he's telling you or she. But I don't see it. Guesstimation, Wayne, how many years do you guesstimate you was joystick before it started to snap into you where you didn't need the joystick? Guesstimation.
Man. Man, because I had such good people in my corner, man, like, and there's always levels to it. But I would say first I'm gonna get a dude a shout out, rest in peace, Darnell Wells.
Rest in
Um,
peace.
I would say, okay, I started with Gerald, but then when I kind of moved to uh, Mel McDuffie and Darnell and Performance Canine, those guys saw that I could really work dogs, so they let me work all the dogs all the time. And if I was standing in front of a dog, you would hear Darnell on the sideline screaming, "Wayne, get that leg back! Wayne, get that arm up! Okay, that time you took him left, now take him right this
Right.
time." And so that made me, the personal protection side made me incredibly versatile when I started doing schutzing. But I had a guy in my ear. I mean, it's kind of like having, headphones on, or iPads or Bose, whatever. I had a guy in my ear every weekend, and I wanted to work dogs. Like, I would get to training early, so when they brought the equipment out, I grabbed the equipment bag and just put the suit on. So
Let's get it.
nobody else, because it was only one suit.
Right. Wayne, let me cut you off for a minute. I told you I had a man looking for a dog. He gonna come in a minute and just listen in and ask some questions as well. Everybody, Freeway Rick Ross in the house.
There he is.
What's up, Rick?
What's up now? What's happening?
Man,
What's
What you
happening?
do, Rick?
it's you.
Man, just working, man, trying to get it.
Yeah. Hey, Freeway. Hey, these two bad MFs I was telling you about.
Yeah, he tell me y'all some of the baddest dog trainers in the world.
And you in my town, brother. You in my town, Rick. You in the town.
Yeah, I love this little town.
That is.
Yeah, what smoke in Inglewood.
Oh, you in Inglewood?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we homies then.
That's what I say. You in the town.
That's
Wayne,
crazy.
And Wayne from the Shy. Wayne Singleton.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to meet both of y'all.
Yes, sir,
For
brother.
sure, my brother.
Yeah. I'm trying to get me a protect dog. Something that I don't have to, be worried about. I bought a Malawile about 2 years ago, but she was too wild and too vicious, like I couldn't take off the leash. I want
No
something
no such thing as too vicious if you want a protection dog.
I'm about to say that sound like music to my ears when you said that.
Hey, well, this one was a liability, right? She bite everything except me.
Okay.
That's the one you want.
Bro, we could have just molded that, brother. We could have turned that into right what you wanted.
Go get that one back. Go get that one back, and and just get some help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can get her back, because she was cold.
Nice.
I mean,
Did you
I'm
get it
cold
from over
monster.
here, or where'd you get it from? Did you remember where you got it from?
I bought her from a dude in Van Nuys. They call herself White Boy, a boxing trainer.
You talking about Jerry?
Yeah, I got her from Jerry.
Yeah, this canine circuit is this big, bro. The canine circuit is this big.
No, I don't know. I ain't never been in it before.
Yeah, I've known Jerry for years.
Come on,
Wayne probably know him. Wayne probably heard of him through the grapevine.
I do,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, we know White Boy.
Yeah. Well, he talked to me. He said, man, you need a dog to be with you all the time, man. The dog ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. And I thought about it, because sometimes I come in late at night and early in the morning, and it'd be dark, and I'm old. I'm getting old now. I ain't young as I used to be.
Yes, sir.
So it made sense to me. But what happened is I couldn't find nobody to train her, and man, I let her off the leash. She gonna bite everything around.
Well, check this out right here. Rick, that's Smoke. Smoke,
yes, sir.
That's Rick. Now you just met somebody that can help you.
You know I'm supposed to meet you through my boy Deontay.
Yeah, why he ain't never hook us up?
We were supposed to meet you the other morning. I looked on there to see what you was doing. You was on the live doing something else, so I already knew you
Man, he
was
always going. He be
busy.
going.
You was doing
You,
so. We were supposed to meet the other morning. Literally, we were supposed to meet last week in the
you
morning.
right. You
But you
right.
was,
He
but
Swift,
you was,
Swift,
yeah, you.
Swift sure did tell me that. But you know what I want to do? I want to get a good one this time with papers because that dog didn't have no papers. So I think this time I want to get me a
Let me
one
ask
with
you this:
papers.
why papers matter?
I'll say it again, Wayne. Say it again.
Don't you get a better bloodline when you get the paperwork?
What you want to use a dog for? You just want a personal protection dog. What difference does the paper make?
And the bloodline ain't gonna jump out and help you either when this shit go down. Neither that paper in your pocket ain't gonna jump out and help you. And that bloodline and all them relatives, all that dog, they not coming to fight with you. It's just that dog.
What's that gonna do for you when you trying to say you think them boys over in there racking down in that hole? They're saying my dog AKC registered.
No.
Say it again, Wayne. Say it again, Thorne. There it
No,
is.
man.
There it
You
is.
want a
Remember
dog?
Seabiscuit?
You want a dog, man. Papers and all that crap, man. That's for fancy people. That's for bougie people,
That's
man.
for bougie people. I
That's
was
for
waiting
people
on.
trying to do sport and become. You want a dog to save your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's
It
what I'm
ain't
looking
gonna
for.
it ain't gonna save your life with no papers in your pocket.
No, you're right. That makes sense.
And you
But
know I got
don't,
some at
don't,
the house
don't,
right now.
don't certain dogs come with better? I mean, you know,
You talk about the
they
pedigree.
able to be smarter and
But
and
see,
and
remember you saying that, but the ability of the dog, that's what's going to show in the pedigree, the bloodline, the work. The work is
I think that's
always
what
going
he's
to speak
asking.
more than the written history of the dog.
Right. But let me ask you like this: does certain lineages of dogs kind of produce these
Oh, for
aspects?
sure. I
Yeah.
mean, absolutely. I mean, when you look at the first thing I look at when I'm getting a dog is I look at the history of the dog and what the parents and grandparents and what the dogs in the generation have done. But here's the thing. That means absolutely nothing to me if the two dogs that were bred together don't possess what the paper says they should be.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's no different than Mike Tyson got a brother. You ever seen him in the boxing ring?
no. And he
We
got
don't know.
kids too. And he got
We don't know.
kids.
We don't know none of their pedigrees.
I mean, if we look at it, if we looking in dog terms, and Mike Tyson was a Rottweiler, would you breed to him? No, I wouldn't. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player ever of all time, is not even a debate with me.
Not even
Right?
a debate.
Not
The
even the
GOAT.
debate. He got 5 kids. Ain't none of them
None of
athletic.
them. None of them. None of them.
So just because you have a piece of paper or a pedigree in front of you, that doesn't always make the dog in front of you what the pedigree say it should be. So look at the dogs first.
Yep.
Look at the dogs first, not just the pedigree.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you.
Rick,
So
we're gonna
go
link
back
this. We're gonna link soon, right, Rick? We're gonna link.
Yeah. I'm gonna be back in LA week after next.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
week after
here.
next. Week after next, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get with Swift and have Swift to make sure he hook us up.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my suit and I'm gonna tell him to give it to you and put it on. And then I'm gonna just send my dog in there, and then you can see firsthand that them papers and all that stuff don't mean, because he don't know Freeway Rick, your reputation, none of that. He just gonna come in there and introduce himself.
All right, let's do it.
That sounds like a planned video or two, so I can watch it.
Oh, for sure. That's guaranteed.
We're gonna video
sir.
so the whole world can watch it.
There it is.
There you go.
We're gonna put it online. We'll put it out there. That'd be some great content.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. And Rick, when Rick come back down my way, I'm gonna do a sit down interview with him at my mama's house. So
I'll be down here next week.
Next week? Okay, we might need to do it next week.
That sounds like it's gonna be some good cooking. Wait a minute, you said Mama House. Wait.
Right at Mama House out there on John Barrow, baby. Yeah, right there, smacking it. Right there. Hey, but look here. God, I was gonna ask you something. You were just on Vlad TV again, weren't you?
Last week.
Okay, I thought I saw that. Yeah, I thought I saw something. Yeah, so yeah. What you out doing? You at a boxing event or what?
Now I'm in Little Rock. I'm on Black Wall Street.
Oh, you in my hometown. Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Bring some barbecue, Rick.
I'm vegan.
Bring some barbecue home, brother.
Yeah. Hey, I'm vegan.
Oh, but I ain't vegan. I ain't vegan.
Yeah.
I got you.
I got you. How to vacuum seal. Look, I know Freeway Rick know how to vacuum seal.
Hey, let me tell y'all something too, man. Freeway got a lot of stuff going on. If you got content, he in the movies, he got streaming platforms and everything. So y'all get behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
He done been he's a serialpreneur.
Yeah,
what you say? A philanthropist, huh?
Yeah, they can follow my channel. It's Little Rock IPTV, and we got a lot of stuff going on there. So check it out. Check it out.
Right.
And you can follow me at Freeway Rick on Instagram.
That's right. Sir. Yeah. Been on Joe Rogan and all that. I know. He one of the biggest hustlers in history. You know what I mean?
Ingredient.
Yeah. The real Freeway Ricky Ross. So, hey, Rick, I'm gonna let you go. I know you. I want you to stop in though, man. I appreciate it, brother.
All right, nice meeting y'all, and I look forward
to you, brother. I'll see you in a minute.
Blessings.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
Okay. All right, y'all. All right. So I wanted Rick to stop in and holler at y'all because I had been telling y'all two was linking up. This is a legendary show tonight. This is a legendary show. I don't know. I know everybody in the chat know who he is, but this is Smoke's first time on the NWA Connie Corso show. So,
and I'm pleased to be here, and I really thank you for. I appreciate you having me, especially with this dude right here. Like, bro, it wasn't even no internet, none of that when I was hearing his name.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? VHS tapes. I'm watching them videos back in the day, like. This,
I still got a bunch of them. I didn't get rid of the VHS TV just so I could watch the. I still got it in my guest room, bro. I literally didn't get rid of the TV just so I could watch it. If I get rid of the TV, I can't watch the tape.
You can't watch the old tapes. See, you
can't watch the old tapes.
You
so
saw it.
So those videos, hold dear to my heart because they show where I started at and where I am now. There's a chick in Chicago named Dina. And Dina, back in the early 90s, that all the 90s, Dina would come out and she would video and stuff like that. And a couple years ago for my birthday, she took some videos from personal protection competitions, personal protection training, and she loaded everything from a VHS tape and she put it on a DVD and gave it to me for my birthday. And when I popped the DVD in, I couldn't watch it. I had to plug it into a computer to watch the disc because it wouldn't play on my DVD player. But anyway, long story short, I was watching that video and I knew it was me because of what I had on. But what was so interesting to me about it was at that time, I wore the sleeve on the right arm, not the left arm. I wore the sleeve on the right arm. And I think what in that time, you had Gerald, you had Darnell, you had Melvin, and a little bit Gerald, but mostly those personal protection guys, Mr. K9 and Darnell Wells. You had those guys that really developed me. And what I mean by developed is if I picked up the left arm, they'd be like, no, Wayne, put it on the right arm. Catch him on the right this time. Catch him on the other side. So they liked balanced dogs. And if you look at guys today, they can only catch dogs on one arm. Ask them to catch a dog on the opposite side and drive it. and they can't.
You saying that? My guru, Lewis Williams, used to tell me, "Smoke, put it on the right arm," and it just felt awkward on the right arm.
It feels awkward. But for me, it became so second nature that even today, right now, I still have a right arm sleeve, and I catch a dog on a long bite on the right arm just as well as I can on the left. And
Wow,
you won't find many guys that they
no,
can do it in a suit on their
yeah,
bicep,
yeah.
but a sleeve takes a little bit more
It
technique.
take
A sleeve, catching a
technique.
dog on a sleeve takes a little bit more skill and practice. You gotta, have the bite bar turned right. You gotta have the sleeve level. You gotta know what foot you're moving on. If
Absorb.
you're going
You gotta
left,
know
if you're
how to
going
flow.
right, what the dog's entry is gonna be like. So there's a lot of things that throw you off when you throw a sleeve on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So watching that video, I was like, wait a minute. That's right.
How
That's
old are
when I
you in
had,
that video? Guesstimation.
man, I was in I was in my 20s, and I know I was in my 20s because of what I was wearing. I was wearing some Jordan 4s. I was wearing Jordan 4s, and I was riding a Suzuki Katana 750.
Ah,
So I knew about a motorcycle that was in the background. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was like,
okay.
oh, wait a minute, okay. That's when I had my Suzuki. I had a red Suzuki Katana, and
Okay.
so I literally would pull up to training, do a wheelie down the sidewalk, park my motorcycle, get off. I did all the time, dude. I would come to training, pull on the sidewalk, crack me a wheelie, ride it for a little bit, put it down, get off my motorcycle, and then I go over. I always wore Jordans back then,
That's that
and
swagger.
yeah, that was that swag.
Swagger. Swagger.
And then, and I mean, I still wear Jordans now, but I would get off my motorcycle, suit up, and work personal protection dogs all day.
Oh,
And
Nice.
and on the days that I didn't ride my bike, I took my truck and I took my Rottweiler with me, and it was always a obedience. Like for us, it was more who had the baddest obedience. And of course, Darnell was the king.
Okay.
Nobody could beat no Darnell's obedience. He had a Rottweiler named Ali, was always fly, and then Mel had a dog named Shaq, and then I come along with my Rottweiler Benno. And so we would line them up, take the leashes off, and may the best man win,
Mhm.
And one time this guy barking out the commands, and this time this guy barking out the commands. And, we always battle. It'd be 15, 20 dogs lined up. So we always competed from an obedience standpoint. And some of what you see today is more geared towards so much biting the suit
Mhm.
that they forgot about obedience too,
Mhm.
and when you can't, and this is what I see more guys that can do stagnant obedience. And what I mean by stagnant is they can do all the shit standing still. They can make the dog go between their legs, flip on the left, flip on the right, come in the front, go backwards around their back to the left, go backwards around their back to the right, go back between their legs, lay down, sit, lay down, come over to the left, go over to the right. But they can't make the dog do one step of focus healing.
Mm. And
Yeah.
Watch them.
since you say that, when you started, when y'all back in the day, was that focus look up here? Was that a thing?
Man, I will show you a video of my Rottweiler back in 1992. 88, 89, 90, 92. 1992 had focus healing. In 92.
So, because I remember, well, I didn't start but the PSA and back this was 97, 96, 97. They did not have that looking up, but I was
Well,
wondering, when do you remember that actually, or has it
I
always
remember,
been ever since you know it?
I remember having it in 92. But in 92, there were trainers that had started to change the look of obedience. And one of them was Godfrey Dildai. Godfrey Dildai, for me, was ahead of his time. And Godfrey started to teach dogs focus and obedience and healing. And then you got to think around 95, 96, 97, Ivan Balabanov hit the scene. And when Ivan hit the scene,
now
you know, but
sense.
even before people really got a chance to see Ivan, there was a guy by the name of a guy from Germany named Bernard Flink.
I heard of him too.
A lot of people didn't know who Bernard Flink was, and you can look it up. You can probably get it off Ed Farley's website. Bernard Flink's come out with a video called Drive, Focus, and Grip. You can get it on Ed Farley's website. And it was one of the first obedience videos that taught people how to train their dogs with focus and obedience for a ball. So in the beginning years, we used food and a prong collar, but then we didn't have an idea about drive and putting the dog in drives, because I'm going somewhere with this. So my first introduction to drive and focus was Bernard Flink's. Okay.
He's German guy? This German guy?
German guy. Yeah, German guy. He used to come to America and compete too. So now you move from Bernard Flink's in those early years. In 1994, I met Rick Walterbeek. Okay. I met Rick Walterbeek in 1994. He came to Houston, Illinois. It's a little town just south of Kankakee, south of Chicago, about an hour and a half. And that's where he bought Otto's.
I was talking about.
We go.
He was married to Diane San Lorenzo at the time. And so we didn't even know what a Dutch Shepherd was. Nobody had ever seen one. It was like, a Dutch Shepherd, what's that? You know, like, we don't like, what does it look like? You know? And so Diane came out with this Dutch Shepherd named Otto's, and she started healing. And the intensity, the drive, and the way that dog looked at her, I remember saying to myself, okay, that's the picture I want. Like, what is it? Like, what makes him do that? What makes him so obsessed with her? What makes his tail wag? What makes him so happy? What makes him express himself like that? Why? What's he like? How do you get that?
Yeah.
And even though I didn't learn that from Rick and Diane, it was one of the first times I had ever seen it in person and in real life.
Okay.
So then they brought out a female, same thing. And later on, we got a chance to work Otto's, and they had a female. I forget what her name was. I forget what the female's name was, but that's when Rick and Diane would travel the United States and do KMPV seminars, because Rick was real big in the KMPV. And Rick had this contest. They would put you in a bite suit, and if you could catch Otto's and not get knocked down, he'd give you $100. You'd win $100. So I remember me and Mel McDuffie playing rock, papers, and scissors to see who was going to get in the suit first. And so I'm like, I'm not playing rock, papers, and scissors. The hell with that. I went and jumped in the pants. Melvin grabbed the jacket. And I'm like, Mel, I'm already in the pants. Let me go first. Mel like, no, I got the jacket. Let me go first. I ended up going first and catching him. I caught that dog, I would say, 4 or 5 times in a row. Never got knocked down. Rick's like, send him again. He said, Diane, send him again. Send him again. Send him again. But what Rick didn't know was that we had already been primed by Dean Bunley. So Dean Bunley would literally buy mountain wise and tell us to how we learned to catch them was you put the suit on and you would go 100, 125 yards and run and don't look back. And so Dean imported the Luca. He had another one. Luca was the crazy one. Like a lot of chest bites and stuff like that. I forget Rocky. I mean, Rocky just soared in the air. Like the dog was a spectacle to see, man. One of my favorite dogs of all time. And so we learned to catch these fast, hyper, energetic, dominant dogs with Dean Bunley exposed it to him. I mean, we was inner city kids, man. We had one suit, bro, and that suit didn't belong to nobody but the club,
the collective. Yeah, the collective.
Hey, anyone y'all expecting a guest?
I
don't know who this is. Just joined. I ain't gonna let him in. Lori Baloney.
Oh, I know her. You might know now. Her father name is what's her father? He did French Ring. Oh, what's her father name? I can't think of it just right now. I went blank. But she know you, Wayne. We spoke about you. She definitely know you. Her father name is Philippe.
Okay.
Philippe.
Hello, Lori. Baloney.
Miss Laura, is she in here?
I think she is. Yeah.
Miss Baloney.
No, it's blank.
It's blank.
Yeah,
but she gotta learn how to let her camera in there.
Yeah, she on mute. Yeah, she can talk. She can be blank, but she can hit her mic. Hit your mic.
She's from France. She's from France.
Oh, okay. We'll let her figure her mic out.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry, Wayne.
No, so and then Melvin jumped in the suit and called Atos I don't know how many times, and then worked the female. And Rick never did pay us, by the way. But at the lunch break, he did say that all the places that he had went to, that we were probably the best crop of decoys that he had encountered.
Nice.
But we just hadn't seen a Dutch Shepherd, but we were very, very primed on catching dogs. I mean, we had great dogs to catch, in that Dean bought dogs from Holland and gave us those experiences. I mean, he bought an awful lot of equipment.
What kind of suit was you wearing, Wayne?
Man, so Dean had it all. So Dean would dress us in a normal suit, like a Ray Allen suit. But what Dean did different is Dean also bought canned PV suits. Like the real deal, the real canned PV suit. You put the undergarment stuff on, and then you put the
motorcycle jacket.
That right. Then you put the top on, you put the pants on, and then you really saw why those guys are so flexible and why they could wear normal boots, normal shoes, not cleats, normal stuff,
Yeah.
And so when Dean would show up to training, he would take the army bags out the back of his car, and we would come over, help him, and then guys would just start jumping in the suit and working dogs. So I'm forever grateful for those experiences, because that's what helped mold me today. If I didn't have those Dean Bunley, Darnell Well, Mel McDuffie, Gerald Rogers, those were the guys that were there in my beginning. And then you had the guys that were on the flip side of that kind of taught me some of the stuff that we're doing today as far as training, which is much different than what we did back then. So, dog training is a revolving door. And if you're not willing to evolve, like some of the guys in Chicago, I'll just put it out there, like some of the training in Chicago, that shit's dead now. Like that style of training is
the street dog training.
It's not conducive to really making. Now, don't get me wrong. I have seen some killers from that training, but the difference is the guys that I trained with that did the Chicago style training also knew how to read dogs and read dogs well.
Bam.
And that's a piece that is missing. most of the younger generation can't read a dog to save their life. They just go through the motions of what they think is right, not really giving a dog what they need. And the one thing I can say about the guys that I watched, that I trained under, they taught you to read the dog. And if you did something in front of the dog afterwards, when the person want to go put the dog away, they say, "Why'd you do that? You didn't see him do this. And when he did that, you should have done this."
That's joysticking.
So
yeah,
They skipping it. They skipping it.
So, but now there's so much information on dog training that it's easy now to just pull up a reel on Instagram or pull up a reel on Facebook and go out and emulate it.
Say it again, because they think because they can try it and they have, that they've accomplished something by that. But if you haven't been taught by somebody like we have in joysticks, or you really learned in the art.
right.
No.
Right. Hey, everybody, get the likes up. Get the likes up. This don't happen every day. This is a legendary show. I do want to add something. Smoke, I know you're big on apprenticeship.
Yes, sir.
And y'all talking about how y'all came up with trainers and things like this. I know a lot of older trainers are they big on this. There's sometimes younger trainers or people who are younger in their development of dog training take it the wrong way. But what did your upbringing look like? Who was your mentors and how did it look for you?
Lewis Williams was, when I was back in there, I used to just see these dudes out on the field, and he was out there early, and I'm like 18, 19. And I would see him out there, and he was doing obedience. I had seen that or understood, but I'd never seen a black dude or black men do no bite work. That was amazing to me. And I would sit on the side and watch them, and next thing you know, one day they just started, Lewis reached out and asked, "Man, you want to come over here and try it?" And I'm there, "Yeah, I try it, And I actually joined OJ's club next to him first. I actually joined the club. I didn't join Lewis's club. I joined OJ's club, right? And like what Wayne was saying, they taught me how to catch dogs. And I had all the physical attributes, the coordination, the time, and I wasn't scared, but I didn't know how to read a dog. And then they put you in that suit first before the sleeve. And that was you. If you're an athletic person and you just got, just the gift, that's not hard at all. To catch the dog with your entire body, that's not hard. But when you just got that sleeve, Carl Bell taught me the intricate details of how to work that sleeve. You heard of him, Wayne?
Oh, yeah.
Carl Bell
very
taught
well.
Me. He told me straight up, he said, "How do you have all this athleticism and all this physical abilities?" And he said, "You suck with that sleeve." He told me straight up, and I took everything he told. But by the time I spent about 3 months with Carl. But I just was always gifted athletically.
I played football, basketball, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all about, because I know Wayne. I know you work out. Wayne, how tall are you?
6'2".
I knew you was a big old.
I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2" too.
I can tell. Yeah, I can tell you're a big dude. You 6? Yeah, I see you. I see
we
you.
Both 6'2".
But here's the deal, right? I'm 6'2" and my weight don't change. Just my when I'm working out, I'm 6'2", 250, and I look like Lou Ferrigno. My traps is huge, my shoulders is huge, and all that kind of shit. But I like that look. But right now, I'm 255 Pillsbury Dough look right now.
Hey, I know it's somebody new every time to this show, man. But Wayne, it's something real special about him, because I had wrote it down. Wayne belongs to a nearly exclusive club, being one of the only 3 people in the United States to have ever achieved the Triple Crown of national involvement. He has stood on the field at the highest level as a national champion judge, a national champion competitor, and a national champion helper. Yeah.
Paved the way. He paved the way.
Yeah, and I wrote one also about Smokey when I was doing research on him. He is a master of drive, a specialist in protection, and the man they all call when they want the best out of their canines. Am I wrong or right?
You're right. And
I don't see many guys out there that work hard as that dude, Smokey, man. I mean, Smokey work hard, man. If you know, I didn't even know him. I didn't know him, but I was intrigued with his work just watching him. Like I watched this dude catch dogs on a video one time, and just his presence and how he's working, I was like, damn, let me friend that dude. Like, let me send this dude a friend request.
And when he did that, brother, that shit made my
I need to know because this dude can catch the shit out. Like, I need to know. Let me send this dude a friend request, and he all the way in California. I don't know him. I just like the work. So when I see guys that work hard and he give 100%, and just his presence when he gonna run, that kind of then you see a dog just come through the screen and go like this. You don't even see the dog no more. All you see is this.
Right.
And then he catching it on the other end. That really impressed me, man. But see, here's the key to it though, and it's kind of like what we said earlier. Not many people can develop the dog, take the dog from a puppy and get it to where he's gonna take it to. You know, I just like to see the dude work. You know, I follow him on Facebook and Instagram. Every time he posts a video, no matter if I come across a reel he posted, I watch it. Even when he's developing the young fella, I want to see the work that he's doing with the young fella. So
I'm trying hard.
But see, here's the thing. I like to look at the things that people do with the younger generation. And if it's something that will work for me, I got a little young dude supposed to come out here last week and he didn't come. No biggie, no problem. He has some family issues. We'll get to him when we get to him. But hey, one of the biggest D-boys in Chicago, his son, 13 years old, will come out here and do helper work. He's 13. He's 13 years old, and he show up and he wanted to learn how to do helper work. And he called me on the phone. He said, "Hey man, look, my wife gonna bring my son out there, man. I want you to teach him some of that dog training stuff, man." And I'm like, "Hey, I got you, bro. Like, just send him."
Yeah.
And summer before last, he was real dedicated, and and all that kind of stuff. So I like to see what people do with young guys when they start out teaching them. It may not be what the route that I would take and how I teach them, but there's things in it for safety reasons.
Yes.
Like you a big bungee dude.
Yes, sir.
You a big long line tie out bungee, and trust me, I know the benefits of the bungee, but what I like about it most is when you got that young man out there, he is in a very extreme safe situation where you minimize him being hurt. And you're standing right there instructing him. So, and the reason I say is because it was a couple years ago, young cat, nice dude too. I've met him several times doing helper work, was out there working dogs, and he got bit in the face. And dude, that it angered me so bad. I was mad at everybody that was involved in that. And I told him, I said,
because that could have been prevented.
That could have been prevented. Like, you guys knew the possibilities of that happening. Y'all know the dog. You knew the situation. Why didn't you put a leash on him, tie him out? Like, you're young. You're learning.
Prevention.
And for me, it's the responsibility of the person who's teaching this guy to make sure that he stays out of harm's way. You can tell him all day long, don't put your face down there. Don't put your face down there. Don't put your face down there. And guess what? They are going to put their face down there. It's like don't put your face down there, and then the very next grip they like this.
Right.
They're gonna put their face down there. But had that dog been on a back tie, had that dog been on a flexi, had he been on the bungee, I like the flexi, you like the bungee, I like the bungee too. Hey, before bungees came out, we used garage door springs.
And that's what that you what's the name? He passed away. Oh my goodness. Pete Beermeister.
Yeah.
You remember that name?
Yeah, I know the name, but I never met the guy.
He made Oscar Moore owns his facility now, but he designed a pipe with a Harley spring in it with a cap on it. When I was working the dog was coming. I said, man, what is that?
No.
How did you make
we got garage door springs, and you put a 10-foot leash on it, and you clip it to the end of the spring, right? And then you take another leash with like a 6-foot loop, and you hook that to the other end. So when you pull the string out, once the leash gets tight, it can't go no further. You see what I'm saying?
You know, I got a garage spring right in my garage because our garage broke, and I took that spring, but then on the other end of it, you put like a 15-footer on it. So when we would send dogs for the grip, this is how we fixed grips back then. We would give them a bite on the sleeve, and the dog would be hooked to the garage door spring, and then you pull him out, and then the spring would stretch, but the leash would stop it, so it only expanded so far. And then you let the slack go back, and then the dog could fix his grip. And then as soon as he re-gripped and had a good full grip, you pull him back out and you hold him there. So the dog had to learn to bite and bite hard because he had the tension of the garage door spring. He had some PSI behind it pulling him that made him compress more together, so he can put them teeth together. So that's how and then later on, they start coming out with the bungees. But trust me, the bungees don't have the same tension as that garage door spring. No, it not that spring. That spring
it don't.
I always say I like to teach a dog, this is the grip you chose.
Yes. And if you make them keep that grip, and then you use that garage door spring and pull it out, and then they have to bite harder. You gotta hold on to it. But what we would do is, if they would have that grip, we pull it out and make them hold it, and then we use the push-pull method where you push in, and then the dog would re-grip, and then you pull him back out, and then he had to hold that full grip. So that's how we taught grips back in the day. Now you got methods like the e-collar. I mean, you can make a dog bite full with the e-collar. You know, if he ain't full, you just, for sure.
Yeah.
If they ain't
There's
full,
too much natural ability in these bodies right here to be going to some mechanism made by man. Because me and Wayne know how to do it manually.
I mean, I like the manual work of it. I like the man work of it.
There
I call it the kind of the lazy way of, doing it with the e-collar, but you can achieve it with the e-collar too. You know, I mean,
there's got to be a pleasure in that pain, though. They got a lot of people don't enjoy pain, Wayne.
Yeah, but the dogs that do, if you teach them to enjoy it when they're little, if you teach them not enjoy it, if you teach them what it means when they're little, to give you more, then it creates a different response.
Yeah, but every dog ain't built for that.
Every dog ain't built for that. Neither is every helper or trainer. Because then we go back to teaching somebody how to read the dog.
The dog.
Yeah.
That's the key ingredient.
I want to take some questions because I know we got to get out of here pretty soon. So the first one, Doug says, have the Boogieman and Wayne consider creating an online decoy helper course?
We got to sit down. I mean, I would get anything to do with him. I'm doing it. That's because but I ain't got that me.
I think the only constraint would be because he's in California and I'm in Chicago, and to really do it,
we got to spend about months. We need to spend time together.
We would have to spend a lot of time together to really create. And if you get 10 guys, I mean, here it's real simple for me. You get 10 guys, you get 10, 12 guys that's really interested. It's really interested.
Let's do it.
I do it. I come to California, or y'all can come to Chicago.
Their feet.
I'm with it. I got 8.5 acres, bro. So
I already see that land that I'm ready to come out there, bro.
I got 8.5 acres, so I don't mind taking a trip to California. And I'm sure Boogieman wouldn't mind taking a trip to Chicago. No. I mean, we can do it. We can do one in California. We can do one in Chicago. Put it together, 10, 12 guys, and then of course, we just throw dogs at you. But more importantly, not just working the dogs, but the fundamentals of training a dog.
Fundamentals.
Yeah. Fundamentals. Where do you go? Where do you start at? What's the first thing you look for? Well, the first thing I look for when I work a puppy is natural suspicion. I look for natural suspicion first. Like if I come out looking weird, does he bark? Does he see me as something like, whoa, what is he doing? Does he get a little bit strange? So I look for natural suspicion first. And if I can make him bark with natural suspicion, the next thing I like to test is prey. Will he chase? Because at the end of the day, every police dog and every military dog you see are prey dogs.
Yes.
They just have a level of prey aggression that makes them move forward and make them want to put their teeth in skin.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Wayne and Boogieman. Mm-hmm. When a dog is fighting, when he's in the act of fighting, is that the mindset of prey aggression or defensive aggression?
I'm gonna let Wayne go first.
Well, for me, a dog that is actively fighting a guy, there's two ways. There's two things there. One is prey for sure, because the dog wants to win. It's no different than a dog catching a rabbit. He shakes the rabbit, he kills the rabbit. Now the rabbit is dead. He has it. He possesses it in his mouth with a full grip. He takes the animal with his tail bowed up over his back, and he trots off with it. And he has the prey item in his mouth, dead prey. So sure, it's prey. Dogs that fight in defense growl, thrash, loosen the grip, and if they are met, if their energy is met, they usually will let go and flee. So to answer your question, it's prey.
Right. Boogieman.
I mean, yes. He said it all. And I'm gonna make a statement, and it's kind of like a question for Wayne. Now, I always say to a lot of people that are first time handling, when they ask me questions like that, what you asking? I say, now, I haven't hit your dog hard. Now I'm hitting him with the clatter stick, I'm hitting him with the bottles. But after I have taught him how to, go after prey, hold on to prey. Now in real life, if somebody actually hit that dog and it hurts, I like to think a dog I've built will go to that next gear, like, hold up, motherfucker, that hurt.
Well, here's the thing. With most dogs that are in a fighting state, hitting them excites them more.
Yes.
Hitting them excites them more. It makes the fight more dynamic for them. Like, oh man, you hit me. I like that.
Yeah, and I
like that. And so they fight. So they fight a little bit more. They fight harder. Now, a dog that is on the defensive scale of that spectrum, you hit him hard. I know. Yes.
The
grip loosens. They don't bite now as hard. The grip's not full, and they will often be barking at the same time they biting.
Biting.
So you
Do
know
you
they ain't biting.
believe? This is a question for you, Wayne. Do you believe if the handler hasn't put no presence into the foundation, and here I come with natural presence, do you think that's an additive to it?
It can be like so. I'm real rough in the way that I handle my dogs in that, so my dogs are truck built. So, and what I mean by truck built is, man, I'm rough. Like we
I'm rough
play.
too. I'm
And when we
rough,
play, we play,
Wayne.
we play, we play hard. It
Yeah,
disappoints me. It disappoints me if I have a decoy work my dog and he don't work him hard, or in certain situations where he could put pressure or apply pressure, he don't. So I get upset for things like that. I mean, I've told world class decoys, "Hey, I want to see you put some heat to him," and they say, "Nah, Wayne, we don't. He don't need that. You don't need that. He don't need that. Not where you're trying to go. Like pipe it down. And I'm okay with that. I do take guidance too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm still guidable. I
Say
listen.
guidable. But you like foundation to be pressed. Like to me, I'm here go to the
Rough,
question right here. How many decoys are why is the industry quiet, Wayne? Why does no
not
because
me,
I ain't never been in no street fight where it was
not me.
not unless you already know the dude. Only situation where it's like on site and it's quiet is
If I
we
know
did
him,
this
it's
before.
usually
Yeah, it's
if I
on. When we
know him,
get
it's usually rough. It's rougher. I
but
don't know why. I don't know why they
why?
quiet, man. I yell at him. I scream. I growl. I grunt. I hit him. Like if you think I'm not like, I got this stick. I got this. It's a Roka stick too. It's like they don't even make them. They only made like 3 of them, and I got all 3 of them.
Wow.
They don't. I've had
I
it.
need
The
that
one
stick
I
on my dogs. When we see each other, I need that stick on my
and
dogs.
I take that stick almost everywhere with me too, man. And it's crazy when I pull that stick out because it's floppy, it's big, it's about that thick. It just looks like it's gonna be painful, but it ain't. It just looks like it. And guys be like, "Oh man, don't hit my dog with that
Dog with
stick,
that.
Wayne." Well, first thing is I'm gonna hit him for sure, undoubtedly. I'm gonna hit him. So if you tell me not to, I'm gonna hit him even harder now. So I mean, I'm gonna hit them, man. I mean, but I
Yes.
teach them what it is as puppies. I hit them at their level. I'm not
Yes.
saying go out there like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old
Yeah.
dog that's been,
Yeah.
you know, 200 guys then fought with him, and he got some decoys and some fighting under his belt. No, but I show him what it is. Like, hey, man, like at his level,
Yeah.
like, bing,
You
like,
reading the
yeah,
dog.
you
You
read.
reading the
It's
level of the stick hits he can take
it's funny how we always go back to reading a
to the
dog.
reading the dog. When people say, "Oh, you hit the dog kind of hard," I'm like, "He ate it,
It's
and
funny
he
how
want
we go back.
more." And then they
Yeah,
don't realize I'm reading not just with my eyes. I feel the grip. I
I
know what I
feel
can and why I can't do what I'm
feel.
doing to your dog. It's a,
You
it's a
know those sensors like they have in cars that like, um, if your car get too close to another car, it starts beeping.
yes.
I
That's
got
exactly that
like 300 of them sensors in my
right here.
arm when a
Mhm.
dog is
Right.
biting. I feel everything.
Everything. Say it again.
I feel when he's pulling. I feel when he's biting. I feel when the grip, when his
Is
mouth opens up a little
sinister.
bit. I feel when he's a little bit insecure. I feel that. And
Yes,
sometimes it's difficult to teach guys how to feel that. I can't teach somebody to have boogeyman's presence.
you
Yeah.
can.
You
Yeah.
can't.
Yes,
I
sir.
always say this, it's funny, but it's not funny. I've asked decoys, have you ever fought for your life with your bare hands?
Right.
Most of them ain't.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you got at me, but I know I have. So I know the level of this mammal having to take whatever I got to take to keep living. So how do I teach this dog? This the level you need to take with a human being to make the human being quit. to make the human being not want to fight with you no more, you need to put this much punishment. You need to put this much aggression. And if you haven't ever been there, I just wonder, how are you actually teaching this dog how to go there?
You doing what somebody told you to do or something you saw.
Not with me and you though, because folks that know me know these two right here. I know folks that know you know them two right there have faced things and consequences of life that we didn't ask.
See, in
But once
Chicago,
we
we
made
call
it
it
through,
in Chicago we call it skiing. We call
it
it
is.
skiing, flush work.
It
You
is.
know, like, you know, these hands, what can these hands do? You know, and some guys are great with their hands and getting in front of a dog and making them dance, and some
One
guys
thing,
just couldn't.
I got a point. I got to ask this, Wayne, because these are the questions I've been wanting to ask you. What is this, Wayne? What is all this? What is this?
That's a
When you see,
dance.
when they are, because I call it the strike zone. When you are in the dog strike zone and you are just doing these little parade, I see everybody doing the parade wave. I know. But they not doing nothing with the hand. So the dog do this. Mhm. Mhm.
That I thought that was we call that a dance. Ain't this dance that?
Say it again.
Oh,
Because I know you know, Wayne, when you teach a dog the strike zone, put your arm in the wrong place, bro. With a
Put
dog,
your
I beat.
hey, I look my hands, man. I got
But you see what I'm
my hand
saying?
looks swole. God damn.
Today, the industry, I don't know why these youngsters think doing this to a dog is
horrible.
making a dog really want to bite the hand. That does not make the
Nah.
dog want to bite the hand. This little parade wave, Macy's Day parade, they get right, they walk right up into the zone and just do this.
That's a
What
dance
is
they
that
learned, man.
doing?
We used to do that back in the 2000s.
I
We did.
just don't understand. They don't realize if you're going to get that close to the dog, why don't you take the stick and hit him with the stick? With your hand, if you're going to be that close, make your hand an actual consequence.
Yeah. I mean, I do it with my shoulder too, though. You know what I mean? I'll have the stick in my hand,
Boom,
and
boom.
if I throw my shoulder, I'm usually gonna hit you.
Yeah, it is.
So I teach them the movement, like look at the body, like, you know, or if I don't fake them. I like
Say it
if
again.
I put the stick here, I'm going to hit you
Um,
with it.
that's what I'm talking about.
If I
All of
lay
those
it open, if I lay the stick open and it's there, it's coming. I'm just
coming.
showing you it. I'm giving you a chance to counter first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you a chance to counter first, but I'm letting you see it's coming.
It's coming.
Right.
So
It's coming.
now, if a dog been taught correctly in real life personal protection, let somebody pretend and brandish. Dog
Yes.
know what to do without thinking. It's muscle memory. Boom. Your hand go up, I'm grabbing.
Yeah. I mean, that's developing though.
That's
That's
all day long.
developing the dog.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just see so many of these youngsters getting in front of the dog, put them up on the table, and all they do is and then how you say when they're doing
That's a
the
dance.
the
That's a
ET, what was
dance.
that called? The ET? I thought it was the ET or the eating, but it just makes no sense to me because I keep telling them you are lying to the dog.
You
Because if you
lying.
able to get that, me and you not letting no man get in this distance talking. If the man get inside that distance,
I'm knocking you out.
Mm-hmm.
point taken. That was my main thing because I know a lot of people follow you, follow me, maybe watch us, but they need to understand they don't do that over there in Europe. And they've been building monsters for a long time. They don't
Yeah.
parade wave dogs. They don't lie to dogs. They don't play with dogs.
They barbaric in Europe, man. You just gotta go there and see. Yeah, like I've
Yeah,
gone,
yeah.
like I've been. I went to the KMPV National Championship. Man, I visited some of those places and watched them train. Dude, I've seen some devices that, and notice what I said, devices. I've seen some devices that are just barbaric. And you know, it's crazy. They talking about Europeans don't use e-collars and all that stuff. I've seen the most barbaric shit I've ever seen dog training in Europe.
Yeah.
There are hard people when it comes to building the right dogs. Really,
I've seen some barbaric shit, man. It's like, whoa. I mean, I see. Look, it ain't so barbaric, but it's barbaric. I was tracking with a guy, and he put a live baby chicken on the track at the end of his track. And the dog, you got to the end of the track.
He got there, huh? Dinner was
and ate the baby chicken. I was like, oh my God. He's like, oh, Wayne, you're too soft.
Colonel Sanders ain't going for that?
He said, Wayne, you're too soft. Don't you eat chicken? I eat chicken. It's already, but the dog just ate a baby chicken. I like baby chickens.
Hey, let me get this question, y'all. This is co-producer, Doug. If he didn't say it and I ain't say it, it's a damn lie. So he says, well, it's going to be for Smoke. Okay. Hey, Smoke, Doug is asking, personal interest question for the Boogeyman. Okay. Have you took a bite from Togo? Also, what was it like working with Alfie? Is that his name? That's my pup's mother and half brother to your.
Are you talking about Aoife?
Aoife, maybe that's what
I built her. He ain't gonna that. I built her from a puppy. That bitch that's the litter that I've been posting. That's the female I bred with my male Zen. I got 5 puppies out of that litter just in my dojo. And they all, the one he talking about saying, my other one just got a PSA title 2 weeks ago. The other 3, and all of these people are first-time Malinois handlers. Wow. That's what I'm proud of, because I know my dog ain't playing. He's a serious dog. For people to get that kind of dog and they're first-time handlers, I'm proud of myself, and I want all of my people in that dojo to know I'm proud of y'all, because most people couldn't handle that type of dog for their first Malinois. But he can't lose with that. He can't lose. You just got to put him in front of the right decoys. And that's not to insult whoever he got in front of it. But you got to put the right, because when I first met the mama, she was a fool. And the owner of that, he had never had a Malinois. So imagine, I'm trying to teach him how to become a handler, and he got a dragon. Wayne, how many times you done seen people and they're holding the dog back? You could have took the dog way further, but you got to slow down, because you got to teach this person how to handle this dragon.
I got one like that. I got one like that. You know, like if I had this dog, he'd probably be, top 10, top 5, on the national stage. But because, my thing is always this. You not only have to train the dog, but you have to train them how to handle the dog. And that's what makes, most trainers a complete trainer. It's easy for us.
Yes.
Because we have the gift. It's easy for us to go and do training on our dog and be successful. But it's more what really makes your mark is what you do with the people that train with you, where you take them. How far can you take those people? Not necessarily all the time where you take yourself. I mean, hopefully you're doing something that's with your dog and you're being successful anyway. I mean, that's just a given. But it's the people that's around you, being able to take those people, and formulate some type of training program for that person, her temperament, her style, her way of life, I keep saying her because it seems like lately that's all I got training with me is women.
I got more women in my dojo than men. I do.
Me too.
For sure.
But it's for me, it's like, what can you do with those people? And when you can form a team with them, I'd rather teach them everything than have them guessing. Like I do, like, okay, we talk about sport a little bit now, like, when you come train, you're not really sure about what the routine is. I make you walk out the dog 4 or 5 times, and I just sit there and watch you and yell at you. You know what I mean?
There
I
it
do.
is.
Nope, you
That's
fucked it up
it.
again. Start over. I mean,
That's what they
I
need to hear,
literally,
though.
I literally do, but it makes them when they're out on the field think about, oh man, all the times Wayne hollered at me. Let me make sure I go 50 paces doing about turn. Let me make sure I go 12 change
Because
paces.
you care. You want them better.
And that's the thing I do. I care, and so I want them to be just as successful.
Just if not more, because we used to adrenaline rush. When I can see that person got the same adrenaline rush from handling the dog that I did from catching the dog, that's it for me.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's top.
That's it for me.
And for me, it's when they come off the field, like when they at competition, when they come off the
Mm,
field after the judge gave their score and they pass. For me, that is my peak, not for myself. When I come off the field for myself, if I did well, it's more of a we thing, like the people that
yes, it's
helped me, the
always.
people that trained
Yeah.
with me. I like to celebrate with them, not like just me celebrating.
Yes.
I did this by myself, or
Right.
I like to come off the field and be the first people I like to see is the people that train with me when I come off the
Yes.
field. Like when the judge give me my score, I got my leash and I'm coming off the field. Hopefully one of them got my ball for me or my toy or something to give to the dog. And next we just like walk back to the car and just talk about it.
Yes, sir.
And if
Yes,
it's a
sir.
good trial, we talk about it. If it's a bad trial, we talk about it. But it's nothing more comforting than being on the sideline or at the start gate when they go out on the field. That's the best for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey
Since you
guys.
said that, I just want to give
Go
real quick a
ahead.
shout out to Justin Campos.
Hmm.
Thank you, brother, for taking, because like I said, my dog, I built my dog's son, but he took the reins. I built him till he was like 2 years old, but then he took the reins the last like 7 to 8 months and helped with my apprentice and the dog get that that PSA title. And he got both his titles in one weekend. The
Nice.
one and the two. And the thing that was my feather in my cap, I told the dude when he first got the puppy, he said, "Man, I know you don't really do a whole lot of sport and all that, but I want to sport." I said, "No, I'm gonna help you get whatever you want, but I need one thing from you." He said, "What?" I said, "I need that decoy choice."
He brought
He
it
got
home.
de- he got the decoy choice. So I just that for me, and I wanted, like I said, I want to give Justin Campos a shout out because he helped what I started, he finished it off and put the dog where he needed to be to get that title. So I really want to let him know I appreciate you.
Hey, so I know it's getting late. I'm gonna let
Yes,
y'all get
sir.
back. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna show 3 questions. I want
Yep.
y'all to pick which one y'all want to answer. Here's
Okay.
the first question.
Wayne, go first.
Uh, First question is, what's the hardest place to catch a dog? The second question is, uh, what are some tips for new decoys to train a dog to target man versus equipment? And it's a third one y'all can pick from. Who are some of your favorite young decoys? Which one y'all?
Okay. Let's go with some of my favorite young
Okay,
decoys.
let's do them.
Um, and I'm gonna kind of go. So my favorite young decoy that I've been watching via Instagram that I've kind of seen in the last year and a half is that young kid APPDA dude Jans.
He a bad motherfucker. He a bad
I
motherfucker.
like I like so
He a
so
bad
you talk
motherfucker.
about young
Yeah,
decoys.
he a bad
I
motherfucker.
would say Jans is my favorite one to kind of
I can second that. He definitely brings
and, and,
that.
and
He
that's
brings
in
it.
and that's in APPDA. In IGP, um, my favorite young decoy, but he's not so young in that he's you know young in age, but he's much younger than me, and he's still young in the sport. I like a few actually in IGP. Um, Steve Liggins. He's not really got the chance on the national level that he deserves, but Steve Liggins is one of my favorite young decoys. There's a cat down in Georgia that I really like. G Leach. G Leach is strong.
Is that the one with the Rottweilers, the youngster with
With
the
the
Rottweilers?
Rottweilers.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
He
G
worked
Leach.
Alto's great grandson. He worked him out there, so
Yeah,
I'm real hip on him. Yeah, yeah.
I like G Leach in IGP, and I like the other kid down in I think I cannot think of his name right now. He's done a couple nationals. He did the quali. Got horses. I'm friends with. Oh my God, what the heck is his name? Always wear a hat that he wear kind of backwards. Cool kid too.
Black dude, white dude. I gotta get.
Black
Okay,
dude, black
okay.
dude. I can't think
You
his
said
name
what
right.
state? What state?
He like down in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, somewhere down there. He's done he's done a few big events already too. I
Damon
just dropped.
Jones.
Hell no, that's one of the worst helpers I think that there is out there. He's a Instagram helper. That dude ain't no helper. Come on, we said helpers, man.
Look, I said, damn, I made the big homie. I'm the big homie. I said, I didn't know. I thought about saying that. I'm yeah.
Yeah. Smoke. What about for you? Your favorite young decoys?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm gonna stick with my two apprentices, Dylan and Mark, and definitely Campos, Justin Campos. I'm gonna go there with it because he got his. We both got our PSA because I had got mine back because I wanted it back when PSA came back. I just wanted it just because it got taken from me the way it wasn't supposed to. But Justin Campos. He's a bad boy because I watched him develop in the I met him 7 years ago, and I watched him turn into a bad sucker boy. And the stereotype is the Mexicans can't really decoy like that. That boy bad. That boy bad. I'm gonna say him. Young and up and coming now. IGP. I don't know a whole lot of the name people and that stuff, so I gotta kind of I don't know their names. But like the one question you said about catching dogs, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
The hardest place to catch dogs, honestly, is leg dogs.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you're just proficient at all this upper body, then you get a fast ass leg dog,
Blow
they'll
your knee
teach you a
out.
lesson. Yeah, they'll teach you a lesson that'll last you a lifetime. So that is not an easy place to catch dogs, especially dogs that's coming in fast. But I'm gonna tell you this: his name is, I don't know Juan's last name, but Juan is out here in California with me, and he was in my class. We both came up in the same generation. He's a bad motherfucker. He's definitely a major player. He's titled countless dogs, but and not a lot of people really like that heat like me and Wayne. Like, I like dogs to come in hard and
Me
fast.
too.
Oh man, I need
I'm
the
a study
heat.
of it.
Yeah.
I'm a study of the sport, man. Like, usually if I get picked for, back when I was getting picked for a lot of nationals and stuff like that, I literally would wait till the entries close, and me and my girlfriend, she would literally have her laptop open, and we would look up videos on every dog in the trial. So like when I say I'm a student, man, I'm like a junkie.
Yeah, I'm
And
the
we would
same way.
and we would watch all the
Study.
videos.
You gotta
I
study
would
your
watch
opponent.
them, and I would look at all the dogs that was heavy hitters, and if they were in a trial and I watched the trial, I would look at what direction the decoy took that dog. If he went sleeve side, if he went stick side,
Yeah.
if he ran through the dog, if he stopped and caught the dog,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm a nerd for the sport.
Yes, sir.
I truly am. So I study it probably more than I should, but at the same time, I think that's what has helped me in the long run of doing trials, training, and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna let everybody go. I know it's a work day. Man.
Let me get that, Wayne. Can you give me that over there? Give me that to that. Put it to the side, right there to the side.
Yeah.
Booyah! And let me get that over there. Booyah! I'm just blessed to be on this platform with you, brothers, man. I really thank you and appreciate you.
Thank you for coming, bro. Thank you.
Thank you. And Wayne, I'm not playing because I'm about to be on your line now because this about to get, because I really want my apprentices to get that Wayne in that ear. I want Wayne in there.
Man, hey, bro. Hey, this summer, man, I got a lot of things. I got some dates open, man. So you let me know, man. We can make it happen.
And Wayne, and I got to make sure I keep up with y'all events going on. Because sometimes Wayne get close over here to Missouri and doing them workshops.
I'll be in Missouri on the 22nd.
There it is.
In Drexel, Missouri, Harrisonville, Drexel area. I'll be there on the 22nd.
Okay.
Of May.
Of May. All right. So yeah, maybe we can go holler at them and all that. But man, this was a legendary show.
Appreciate you.
I'm glad it worked out the way it did, man. And they dropped some knowledge for everybody. Even
apprenticeship.
Yeah,
apprenticeship.
Yeah,
that's all. I'm gonna stand on that. Next generation, y'all need to get into some apprenticeship.
There it is. That's all right there, fellas.
All right, we see y'all.
There it is.
Step into the realm of canine wisdom with our podcast, NWA Connie Corsos, where we interview dog men and women from around the globe. Discover their talents and insights on breeding, training, nutrition, and the rich history of dogs. Tune in to the most underrated yet influential dog podcast on social media. Your journey into the dog world starts here.